and then try and go behind Philly. That's where Philly having Winston is a little bit nicer, a little bit. You like them able to jump and catch them in the choke as opposed to using that speed boost to rotate all the way around.
Dorado goes in for a bit of a peek to see what Atlanta are bringing to the party. And again, probably no surprise to us to see Poko on that Reinhardt here. So again, 3-3 based around the Reinhardt. Enlair taking Erster's role on the Brigitte. A lot of trading here, but Sato took a lot of damage. He actually got stunned up for a moment there, but was able to get out. No real casualties caused here, and Poko has to be careful. He flew over the top. He said, I have a Discord orb on me right now. Dogman has stuck it to me. And the Rain are making great progress. Poko does eventually get desuited. The Discord placement from Dogman made it very hard for him to get involved. Both teams have traded out those mechs.
You know, although that no kills went down, actually, Philly was much weaker. You know, they had Sato about half health, Poko as well. They were able to turn this fight in their favor. You see all the assists coming through. With the Zenyatta, Boombox just laying down those Discords. 80% already towards a Transcendence. Dogman only 56% of the way there. So that Transcendence will be big here for Philly if they can get it first.
Atlanta set up now in this choke, which is a little bit scary for them to push through now. They definitely want to get out to the open. They can just spread a little bit. And Boombox, again, that Transcendence you mentioned, he's got it now, and they want to go in pretty much straight away, especially in the absence of Dogman. There's no reason for Philly not to fight. And Sato compounds the issue with a finish on the lair. They're going to try and make it hard for the Rain to escape. This is a great way for Philly to just get a little bit more ult percentage now on the fleeing opponents.
Wow, Boombox going to come out of nowhere trying to keep Sato alive, which they do. I don't think that Atlanta expected them to invest the Transcendence come all the way down just to keep the main tank up. Philly uses it now. You know, Atlanta may be able to capitalize. They're going to have all three of their support ults pushing on through.
Yeah, safe to say that's not exactly where they wanted to use it. They almost did a bit of a Guangzhou, I suppose. Overextending slightly, but Sunday's always demonstrated that tendency to want to play it just that little bit more aggressively. Here's the rally coming out. Big Earth Shadow though. Poko being knocked away. Carpe thinking about throwing a Graviton Surge in the backside, and he does let that one go. It isn't eaten. It does activate, and a Sound Barrier now needs to be applied by the Atlanta Rain. They get Massa. Poko drops one on him, but Dogman, that's a cheeky little double. Is there life in the Rain yet? It's possible. Another Primal Rage for Sato. He's looking for Dogman. This time maybe not extending quite as far. Should be able to get this Brig here. Or has he done so yet again? He loves to walk that tightrope, Matt.
Dogman able to stay alive. Everybody else though ends up falling. See, as soon as he picks up that double, Sato uses the Primal Rage, jumps right on top of him. Enlair using the armor pack of Dogman, trying to keep him up. You had Poko there trying to keep him up as well, swinging with the Reinhardt. And all that effort to keep Dogman up, though, everybody else falls. And now we only got a minute to go for Atlanta, and see Boombox going to use Transcendence. They're going to get quite aggressive.
He sent in that Discord Orbit, and they followed it up straight away with the Transcendence. Nicely executed there. The Earth Shatter response from the Rain. Again, Poko trying to get aggressive and turn that around, but Philly were in full control.
No ultimates for Philadelphia, though. I mean, you're going to have Grav, but Atlanta's going to have Rally, Transcendence, their own Grab, Self-Destruct. Now, this next fight looks like Atlanta's. Oh, you've seen Poko eat some of those Graviton Surges. You got to see if DeFran can land a good grab here.
There's the Rally. That's the starter's pistol. The Rain just pressuring down Poko right now. If he hangs around, they'll be more than happy to get him demeched. DeFran, that was a wild one. He knew that Poko was off to the left, so he sends in the Graviton Surge. And it's a very good result for Atlanta. That is exactly what they were looking for. They didn't have to use all of their ultimates, and they get themselves a second lease on life in the Dorado attack.
Yeah, they put a lot of pressure onto Poko. They get him low, but as soon as he turns his back to DeFran, obviously you just can't use the defense matrix from behind. That would be pretty overpowered. Let's see Poko as he goes towards the high ground. DeFran throws the grab up, catch a few players inside of it.
Not only was Darko looking to knock people off, but to get some charge for DeFran, who definitely wants another Graviton as soon as possible here. Oh dear, Massa and Enlair are going to fall down there as Poko did go for the Earth Shatter in response. Neptuna to chase down here. Carpe not a lot of energy, but he hasn't really needed it here. Most of his team have done the work. They're going to have the Primal Rage. They will have a rally in the next fight, the Fusion. They're going to back away here and let the respawns come through.
Atlanta has to be careful here, you know, with Philadelphia running Winston. You get the Winston low, he goes to the high ground. Dako can't chase. There's nobody else there that can put pressure on the high ground besides him. Because then you end up in a situation, Boombox throws a free Discord onto Dako. You get that Diva D-Max.
Primal Rage here. Sato trying to go for it. Dogman, the first casualty in this fight. It's feast or famine for the Zenyatta player from the Atlanta Reign thus far. Sato eating a lot of damage, but still wants to commit. Good team up with Boombox there to deal with Enlair. And Sato using his bubble just to give himself a little longer, a little bit of extra time spent in the Reign's backline. And this is a great dive-based defense from the Fusion map. It has been since the start of this map. The Atlanta Reign have been coming up with the answers when the grab is there, and Defran will be looking at that to punish an overextension.
Yeah, I mean, here's another setup where Atlanta has a good stock of ultimates. This time, though, Philadelphia will have all of their support ones. It'll be the rally from Enlair and Atlanta first. They're trying to close the gap, and they don't keep Carpe alive. Philly trying to back up, just stay alive in that fight. Maybe, when the rally wears out, you use your own, you push on forward. They're not able to do so. Atlanta will take that fight. If Philly, when they lose Carpe early, they decide not to invest anything else. So they'll still have a lot of those ultimates to come back.
They're going to need them here. The Reign have 30 seconds, so essentially this would be the last fight that they'd have at this point. They're a long way from their spawn currently. So the pressure is high, it's safe to say. Darko self-destruct in. Oh, no one caught by that one, despite the fact that Poko tries to charge Sato away. Sound barrier now for the Philadelphia Fusion, but that gets eaten up very quickly. Sato trying to stay close to the payload, not to let it sneak over as the Fusion are being dashed around the point. Here's a self-destruct in. Perfect! They dealt with Defran. There's still more to do, but Carpe is very charged up, and Philly are in a good position to push this one in their favor. That'll be a DMAC for Darko, and Enlair can only look on again in dismay. He's lost so many crucial parts of his team. Quick double from Dogman. There's a glint of hope, perhaps, but there were so many Philly players up on the point, and they will hold it right here.
Saw Carpe coming up big, charged up towards the end there is a pretty good hold from the Philly Fusion. We'll see what they're able to get done on their offensive side.
To be happy, the stakes are pretty high here. The Fusion at least set themselves up for a potential map 5, and this is what we expect from them. I mean, it's going to be a week of 2 potential map 5s for them. The London match went very, very close. And again, they're getting good use out of this Winston in the 3-3 setup, man. They obviously switching over towards the Reinhardt in the later stages here, definitely just to make good use of that shield.
Yeah, so actually right there, what you're seeing a replay of is when Poko launches the self-destruct in the sky. When we were watching, I was like, did he actually do that? So he launches the self-destruct in the sky, becomes mini diva, and he actually pistols Poko on the way down. So he takes out that Reinhardt from above as he's trying to hold the shield up to block it.
Gotta be happy with that performance. Poko, just the 5 deaths, 7 final blows for him. A big contribution. See if Philly want to go for that aggressive strat that they sort of laid out on Volskaya earlier on, Matt, where they didn't really get on towards that point A. Atlanta were able to take the map away. That would mean we'd be seeing that Carpe Widowmaker, much vaunted, of course.
And you look at Widowmaker against what Atlanta would be running with the Reinhardt-based composition. You're like, well, a lot of shield, a lot of opportunity on this map to flank and get like these off angles, which we've seen Carpe do time and time again. But like, you can do that flank where you go all the way to the other team's archway, like around the back. And then how do you protect your Zenyatta in that type of position?
You have very little. I mean, that would cause Darko maybe to have to circle back around and chase him, but it might have just been for the first couple of picks, especially if Philly felt that Atlanta would play super far forward, knowing that Philly don't actually have that far in the grand scheme of things to push on this map to take it.
I think when you see Sato have Reinhardt, you need Zarya in that type of situation to keep him up. You really wouldn't run like if you saw Poko playing Zarya and then they ran out with that, maybe you stay on the Widowmaker a bit longer, but Zarya and Ryan, they kind of go together. You can't have one without the other. Really.
Philly happy to play slow and steady, at least in these early stages. They don't want to spend too long in this choke. They're going to take a heck of a lot of damage. Poko trying to mitigate much of that one, and Boombox was actually given the shield in that case. Neptuno is cut down, and again, the Reign can spam into that choke. Neptuno fell by a headshot there with Sato going down. The Fusion are playing a fighting retreat, so to speak. They get out with a kill.
Yeah, you get Massa, but he'll be back pretty quick because Lucio just gives himself the speed, gets right back in the fight.
You can't really exploit his absence, right?
Yeah, Philly hasn't really backed out all the way, though. They still have a few players there. They're using their speed boost to try and get Sato right back into the action, but now both teams coming back at full strength.
For Transcendence, Boombox may just engage with this, and he does. Philly just don't want to be in this choke anymore. They take the fight to the Reign, and Enlair is the first to fall. A fire strike was what he fell foul of. Poko trying to get aggressive just to charge on out. Good response though. I mean, Massa has really been getting involved early to late fight with a lot of these kills, but Boombox trying to do him one better. It's a Cossack kick to the bread basket, and he's out of the picture.
So this will be Philly taking the first point here. So as we go into the second stage of the map, see where Atlanta decides to play. Do they think they can just get to that first corner rather quickly? Is Philly, you see their players just kind of huddling around the cart, not taking a lot of space or real estate on the map around that first corner. Atlanta goes for the high ground. So maybe you can get the Fran some energy, put down some AoE damage, then jump down and take advantage.
Dogman will be very happy if he gets an early snipe on Boombox. You can see that's who he's primarily looking for right now. That's the rally from Atlanta. That means that they're going to push, and the Philly Fusion realize this. Great disengage. They get out of striking distance very rapidly. And the Atlanta Rain, a little bit awkwardly now, is sitting on the low ground saying, well, we can't go back around. We can't climb up. We have to fight pretty much face-to-face around this little corner here. Now Philly, it's their turn to go forward. They realize they might have an opportunity, an opening here. Poko's knocked to the ground. Really just him at this stage, but the Transcendence from the Rain is going to give them a little bit of a buffer as they push into this fight. It doesn't allow them to get any kills though, and for this reason, Philly are going to keep going. That's the charge on Poko that Asano was looking for, and it is a cleanup. Fantastic play from the Fusion, managing to disengage from the Rain there.
It's beautiful there from Philadelphia. Now, when Atlanta uses their Transcendence, you know, Philadelphia can use their own, just stand there and just everybody swing into each other and nobody dies. What they decide to use is just Neptuno's speed boost. They back out, they go around the corner, and then when they come back around, Sato uses Earth Shatter. You pick up a kill, you don't invest anything else after that.
Carpe in a great spot here. Very happy to have that Graviton Surge and lets it go as quickly as possible. Sound barrier used by the Rain, but it's going to be a self-destructing over the top. No victims claimed from that, but now Philly, they layer their support ultimate. That's interesting. And a beautiful finish there from Sato, just to secure the fight. But Matt, really, they had everything they needed. We're going to map 5, ladies and gentlemen. It wouldn't be a Philly match